Are you aware that about 26% of American children have at least one immigrant parent?
I don't have any reason to dispute that.
Are you concerned that under this legislation, parents might be afraid to drop their kids off at their college dorm for fear of being arrested and removed from the country?
I don't think that should be a valid concern. I think if there was not so much misinformation about of Senate Bill 4, then we wouldn't be having this discussion. But I think there is a lot of intentional misrepresentation, misinformation about the effect of this bill, where it's characterized of we're going to round everybody up and ship them back to some other country. That's not this bill. And so I'm not saying that some people don't have a fear or trepidation about the bill, but what I'm saying it is not what some people have portrayed it to be. So no, I'm not that concerned. I don't think that's going to, that shouldn't happen, and I don't see why we need to create a exception where there shouldn't have to be one.
With all due respect, Representative Spiller, your bill under the illegal reentry statute, or portion of the bill, says an alien who is at any time found in the country. That's not crossing, that is present after previously having been denied admission to the United States or removed or deported.
So
there is that situation where somebody could be rounded up at any place in the country.
You left out some critical elements of that. Yes, if they're in the country, but that they have been removed from the country previously, have been
or
deported.
Denied admission, that's an or.
And so what I'm saying is, when you take that portion out of context, yes, that doesn't sound good, but that's not the statute.
But that's the bill. That is in the bill, Representative Spiller.
You have to look at all the
misinformation, but
right.
It's an or.
Right. Well, twofold.
It's not
Number one, that's not the full statute. So that's a misrepresentation if that's the representation that if you're here at any time illegally in our state, that you're subject to criminal prosecution. That is not true.
And have previously been denied admission. Yes,
and
you can be prosecuted for a Class A misdemeanor.
And secondly, that is existing federal law right now and has been for decades. Have we had issues and concerns about this before?
But federal INS doesn't usually hang out at the Texas state dorms. Whereas every university in the state of Texas that I'm aware of has law enforcement present on campus. And you're giving those law enforcement the ability to enforce this statute right now. Currently, they have no power to enforce that immigration statute. And so what I'm asking you is, do you think that our college campuses should be somewhere that our immigrant parents of Texas college students should be afraid to go? Because your bill will make them afraid to go there.
No one should be afraid to go to college. No one should be afraid to be in public. We're addressing illegal crossing into our state. I've already said 95% of this is going to be enforced on the border, within 50 miles of the border. It's a statewide deal. I know that. But what I'm saying is we are trying to combat a problem of illegal immigration. We're not trying to round up people at colleges and universities and put them in jails or the penitentiary. That is not the purpose of Senate Bill 4.
So Representative Spiller, if that's not what we're trying to do, why not, just like we did with K through 12 schools, exclude our colleges and universities?
Because by definition, those folks presumably have not committed a criminal offense. Why are we addressing a problem that does not exist?
Representative Spiller, I know you keep saying your bill only enforces or only criminalizes actually crossing, but that's just not true. If we all look at the top of page 6, we can all read the lines about how it is a criminal offense to be in the state of Texas if you have previously been denied admission, removed, or deported. And that describes a non-zero number of people in Texas, including people who now, after having been denied entry years ago, have been here decades. Those people have raised families. I have seen families separated in my district over minor offenses.
I've tried to be very straightforward about what this bill does and how it applies, and by being forthright and telling you that I think that the application of this bill will be, with the vast majority will be in 50 miles of the border. That's not a misstatement. That's the truth. And I'm not trying to mislead anybody, but I am saying it's a statewide law, but you're trying to say that there's a problem at college campuses for fear that people can't go to college, and that's just not true under this bill.
Representative Spiller, I would love to invite you to some of the college campuses around the state where we have the children of immigrants as well as dreamers organizing and worried about this issue.
Right.
And so I'm asking you to hear them.
Right.
If your intention is that this bill not come onto college campuses, let's put that in the bill. I mean, I really keep appreciating what you say about intentions, but I don't know how to square that with the actual language of the legislation.
Right. I'd be happy to work with you upon if this passes and gets out of this House and gets to the governor's desk and he signs it. I'll be happy to put out any kind of information sheet as the bill author to every college and university in our state. I'm happy to do that. I'm happy to put out just a fact sheet about this bill. I'm happy to cooperate in every way that I can. And so I'm committing to you. I will work to do that. I just don't think that this amendment needs to be in this bill.
So Representative Spiller, if this amendment isn't quite it, could we amend it to say that university police departments don't enforce this?
I don't think it's necessary. I've kind of addressed that, but I'm willing to work with you, and I'm willing to address concerns upon the passage of Senate Bill 4. I'm happy to address any concerns with you and get word out any way that you want me to do. I'm not good with this amendment.
I mean, Representative Spiller, we usually address concerns by amending the bill, and you've pretty much told us that you're not going to take any amendments.
Well, I'm telling you, you're not going to take this one.
Well, the last one you told me you wouldn't take it for timeliness issues.
Well, I haven't taken too many today that I know of, so I respect that. And there have been some very thoughtful approaches and good approaches, and I don't fault members for doing their best, and I you know me, and I'm willing to typically work with people. I worked with people the last time. I've worked this process when it's in the committee, in between time, and I'm willing to do that. My position now is I want to get this thing passed.
All right, thank you, Representative Spiller.
You bet.